Hi, Alicia. How are you today?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's lovely to see you here and meet you here as well. How's the event so far?
Yeah, it's been an amazing day so far. The energy in the room. It's so cool seeing so many rangatahi show up with so much passion and enthusiasm and curiosity to learn. And I think the environment that they've helped foster here at the event's been really cool. And I just know there's going to be some real tangible change coming out of today, and so I'm excited to see it.
Yes, exciting. I just forgot to first ask you to introduce yourself the way you like to introduce yourself.
No worries. So, kia ora, my name is Elisa Harley. I am 18 years old and I've actually just moved to Christchurch from Wellington for my first year studying industrial product design at the University of Canterbury. But otherwise, I've been in Wellington, and at the moment, I'm working on my business called Anivo Pots, and that's what I've been up to.
Wow. How old are you, Alicia?
So, I'm 18 years old now.
Wow, yeah, you do a lot for like 18 years old. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's definitely been crazy. I don't really know how I got here, but we're just riding the wave.
Yes, what inspired you to be in this taking this climate actions, inspired you to do this organization?
Yeah, so my business at the moment, it's gotten quite big, but it didn't always start big. Started really small. I was 11 years old and I needed to fundraise money for my rhythmic gymnastics competitions. And so I started selling succulents. I ripped out all the vegetables from my veggie garden at home and I started growing these succulents, and I got my friends together. We sold them at the fair. And I started to learn a lot about business. And so when I went into my next venture selling some of Aotearoa's most beautiful but endangered native plants, I was picking up these business habits while also growing my love and appreciation for Aotearoa's beautiful native environment. And so growing all these native plants, seeing our beautiful native birds and how that kind of ecosystem was just so like unique and beautiful, made me realize that I actually love our country, and I actually do get to decide if it's going to stay this way in the future. I actually can have an impact to make sure it does. And so that's when things kind of started clicking away in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. Absolutely. I love the energy, and it's just you're doing what you love, and that's very important. And it makes you just happy and satisfied about like your business.
Absolutely.
You're not just forcing to be working on that.
No.
That's what your passion is, right? Yeah. What is your message for our audience, like youth in New Zealand? What would you say to them?
In New Zealand specifically, I would say, like, look around. We live in such a beautiful country. Go outside. I've gotten into tramping this year, and there's nothing like walking through Aotearoa's beautiful native bush. And I just can't understand how someone could walk through that and realize what a special country we have and not feel any desire to protect it or be a part of conserving it. Yeah. And so I reckon, like, look around you, see how beautiful the world is, and also realize that the problems that are in the world don't have to remain problems. We actually can be a part of the solution. So start to think whether it's in your families, your kura, your school, your communities, the city, the country, or even in the world, there's all these little things that we can actually be a part of the solutions for. So start stepping into that. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because the fact that we're trying is already a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah, that's true. And I love what I heard one of the speakers say something about labubu.
Oh, I actually don't know what that is.
Yes,
but I think I saw it literally yesterday. My university posted. Yeah. But my understanding is it's another fast fashion-esque trend with, I think, toys.
Yes, that's correct.
Definitely getting into this climate space has opened my eyes up to consumption and overconsumption. Yeah. And as humans, our kind of obsession with buying all these things.
Collecting them.
And for me, there was a really big change in my mind when I actually realized that the rubbish isn't just like a dark void. When you put things in the bin, it doesn't actually just disappear. Yeah. It actually gets piled up and it goes somewhere. Yes. And I was actually listening to a podcast by Brianne West, talking about how in New Zealand, don't quote me on this now, I'm not too sure, but recycling isn't really recycling that we think it is in New Zealand. It actually, most, if not all of it, gets actually exported to countries like Malaysia, which is, I'm half Malaysian. Oh, yes. And So our recycling, or like the rubbish that we are producing, doesn't actually just disappear. It either is stacked up somewhere on our shores, or worse, to other countries. We're just passing the problem on. So I think we really need to focus in on these micro trends, things we can buy. Do we really need it? Like, we actually can live without this stuff. Nothing's going to change. And so putting your credit card down, stopping making these purchases is going to make a huge win for the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the thing is how aware people are, you know?
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago, I would not know anything about what we talk, what you talk now, right? I have the idea now. I can feel that. So
Yeah.
I have responsibility about what I'm buying.
I
But
always
yes,
say to people, your ignorance doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
that's right.
A lot of people, they don't want to think about it. It's too sad. It's too hard to think about. There's no solution. So they just don't think about it and they continue in their ways. But actually, that's really the root of the problem. It is quite hard to see, I guess, the magnitude of the issues. But we don't need to dwell in the darkness, but just realizing that genuinely in your day-to-day life, you can make an impact. For example, I would say to like people like, a super small thing. Instead of buying the chip bags, which have 10 little chip bags on the inside, you could buy one big chip bag and then one Ziploc bag and use that for the week and reuse it. Like, that's a really small difference, which actually over time, that is going to save plastic waste. But then once we get into that mentality, we can start making those bigger changes, which once again, you'll realize are not actually sacrificing much in your life to make those alterations, those alternatives, but they will really make a huge impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I agree. Thank you so much for the talk and you sharing what you shared with us today. Thank you.
No
That
worries
was
at
lovely.
all.
Thank you.